Good morning, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the final episode of Heavensward Reread. It's been a long time coming, but it's finally here. Today, you're going to be tackling the last of 4 quests of the MSQ, originally introduced in patch 3.55. As we find out what the future holds and deal with that thing up in the sky. You know the one. Or you should know the one. I mean, it's right there. You know? Anyway. Let's just get into it, shall we? And naturally, in order to get into it, we don't go here. We go to Mordona. So let's go to Mordona. Here we go. Blue Dalamud. That's right. That's right. It's Blue Dalamud. Where's my... There it is. Okay, let's see. I just want to see, off the top of my head... Where was this? Okay. So, just to put in perspective where we are and where we started. We are about, I would say, 2 years out from when we started Heavensward. We originally started Heavensward, I think, on August 14th of 2024. Boy. What a ride this has been. Am I right? 2 whole years of this expansion. Shockingly, like, about as much, if not more, than A Realm Reborn. Which doesn't seem like it should be true. But it is. So, there you go. Also, as you can tell, I'm alone today, but that was intentional. Because in theory, there's not going to be a tremendous amount of non-voiced stuff. But it's time for the obvious solution. That guy. The interminable wait for news from Gridania seems to be taking its toll on Alize.
Ah, Rusha, I wish I had more to tell you, but the situation in the East Stroud remains largely unchanged. Meaning we still have no idea how long it will be before... Oh, a communication from the Alliance. One moment. Yes, of course. Our representatives will be present. My thanks.
I still don't really have a good Alize voice nailed down just yet, I don't think.
Word from Gridania. The Council will shortly be reconvened. The Alliance leaders have already begun to assemble. Ah, they wish to discuss the Primal, of course, and Ystola's last report, the cocoon yet hung over the wall, unchanged. Yes, but the Elder Seatseer doubtless shares our concerns about how long it will remain so. I'm told that Sid Garland has been called in to add his expertise to proceedings. A wise decision. The more minds we have working on this, the better. Well then, I suggest we leave the Rising Stones in Tataru's capable hands and make haste for the Lotus Stand.
And off we go. Oh. Okay.
A word, if you would, good sir. This place, it is within the realm of Eorzea.
You're an odd-looking fellow, aren't you? Still, takes all sorts, I suppose. This here's Vesper Bay. Thanalan's door to the ocean, as some folk like to call it.
Am I to understand from your answer that I have indeed arrived in Eorzea?
Oh god. Big man.
Eh? Yes? You're in Eorzea?
Ah! A plain response at last, and the one I wanted at that. My journey was not without its hardships, and I would sooner travel by land than put to sea again. You do not believe that so small a bark could bear me across the ocean? Such timid little sailors. I had but to set my course and set my jaw till I made port. Though, 'twould perhaps have been wise to lay down my oars a moment to sup on more than the spray of brine water. By the trembling of my limbs, I sense a brief repast may be in order. Nay, I will not hearken to the feeble grumblings of an empty belly. Duty comes before all.
Yeah, this guy is just kind of built different, it seems.
Good man, are you alright?
I think he's fine. Ariange just standing there in the background. Hey, buddy.
Thou art far indeed from home, friend.
Alright, well, we don't know what's going on. Let's go to New Gridania. No, I don't remember if I can just set that up right now. I have a small request for all of you who are gathered here and are willing to use your keyboards. Because today is a momentous day. Not just because it is the final episode of Heavensward Reread. It is also a very special birthday. It's my mom's birthday. So if you would all take the time, please, to type in chat to wish my mom a happy birthday in chat. I would be ever so appreciative if you are here and hearing this. Thanks. Let's watch a cutscene. Welcome, Warrior of Light. This way, if you please.
Dear friends, pray accept my heartfelt thanks for your efforts in defense of Gridania's borders. I would fain dwell longer on my gratitude for the support.
Shit.
According to our most recent intelligence, the cocoon of light that formed in the air above the wall remains undimmed and unbroken. After measuring the cocoon's etheric concentrations, Archon Y'shtola has confirmed the presence of a primal entity.
So we must assume that Ilbert's thrice-damned god is indeed trapped within. And what news of the Imperials? They're not like to ignore such a spectacle.
Sir, a Garlean airship was observed making an approach, but the vessel was destroyed when it drew near. The Empire appears to have made no subsequent attempts to reach the object.
The soldiers who witnessed the incident spoke of a lance of light issuing from within the cocoon. Of an entire warship being reduced to smoking ruin in the space of a moment.
That's probably bad.
Veterans of Cartano, meanwhile, likened the destruction to that wrought by the fiery wrath of Bahamut.
That's definitely bad.
We could face another calamity.
So the Primal is awake then? Contained, yes, but for how long? We must destroy it now, lest it break free.
Agreed. There is, however, the small matter of how to get close enough to a being that swats warships from the sky as you would a bothersome gnat.
Oh.
Is this truly so complex a puzzle? Or have you no stomach for the obvious solution?
Oh my god, it's this guy.
What in the hells are you doing here?
A pleasure to see you too, Garland. Now, if you'd be so kind as to explain to these good people why you should be begging me for my assistance, that would be most appreciated.
Yay! It's Nero. He's back. After a long stint of being an unvoiced NPC in, sorry, what's it? Oh, jeez. What am I thinking of? Oh, right, Crystal Tower. I can't believe he even got this far in, truth be told.
Who is this man?
I was about to say, Amber doesn't know who this fucking guy is.
Oh, how terrifically rude of me. Nero Tolskeva, former tribunus of the 14th Legion of the Garlean Empire. These days, however, one might say that I'm something of a free agent.
What do you want, Nero?
I was getting to that. Although you already know what I'm about to propose, old friend. As you have rather belatedly realized, within that frail binding lurks an entity alike in strength to the great Bahamut, and the only force in existence which might conceivably contend with such a foe is the very creation which captured the Elder Primal in the first place. I speak, of course, of Omega.
Omega? That hulk has been gathering dust beneath the plains of Cartanow since the Allagans breathed their last. And none alive knows how to wake it.
I'm sorry? Do you understand who it is with whom you have the privilege of speaking? I'm Nero Tolskeva, Master Engineer, the mechanical genius who restored the Ultima weapon to full operational capacity.
Maybe don't mention that to people.
And as luck would have it, I am graciously offering you the use of my considerable expertise.
And what, you just expect us to accept? You're a fool if you think your deeds at the Crystal Tower are enough to win my trust, Nero.
Trust? You wound me, Garland. All those years studying side by side at the Academy, sharing both trial and triumph, we were countrymen once, you and I.
Also, it is worth noting, I was going to say that line is different if you have not done the Crystal Tower, but of course, Crystal Tower is now required. So that line will always be there. Didn't always used to be, though.
But sentiment aside, have you a better solution? Or do you mean to send in your vaunted hero there as you always do, and pray the world is not engulfed in flame.
That is probably eventually what they were going to do anyway, but yes. Hi.
Let us approach the problem in a rational manner. Does not the fact that Omega slumbers in stasis point to the existence of some overriding technology? A means of control?
I would ask a question, if I may. Nero, was it not? In the event that we succeeded in using Omega to shackle the Primal in the manner you propose, what then would become of it? Do we not risk repeating the mistakes of the Allagans?
I like to imagine that Connie set up... I think she probably knows who Nero is and is familiar with him. So I just like to imagine this, like, I think your name is Nero, right? Is just kind of a little subtle attempt to just kind of tick him off just a little bit. Which, real.
Omega is but a tool. How we choose to employ that tool is entirely up to us. Of course, if you would rather leave it buried beneath Cartano while you continue your petty squabbles above, then I suppose that is also your choice.
Spare us, Nero. The Seedseer's concern is a valid one. He who controls Omega wields the power of the gods, the very power which led the Allagans to destroy themselves.
And does it not fall to we engineers to prevent such misuse? What was your company's proud slogan? Freedom through technology?
Okay, man.
A creed you follow, is it? What say you? Do we take this villain at his word?
Fuck you guys looking at me for? He makes a convincing case. No, but I'll keep an eye on him. I mean, I absolutely do not think that Ruja trusts Nero. So no.
As will I. I don't like it, but then it doesn't look like we have much choice.
Then why are you smiling? Suspicious.
Would the Council be willing to entrust this matter to a pair of former Imperials?
Yes. The task of restoring the Allagan relic will be yours. But the responsibility for its reawakening must remain with the Council. Do we condone this course of action?
Aye. 'Twould seem we do. Let the record show that we invest this contingent with the authority to enter Cartano and take command of Omega. Sid, I appoint you leader of the expedition. Scions, I would ask that you assign some few of your number to escort Master Garland and supervise the other one.
I like that nobody wants to use his name. He's so bad.
We should be happy to oblige. The politics of Cartano being what they are, I dare say our neutrality will prove useful in avoiding any unnecessary entanglements.
If I am not mistaken, Doma occupies a similarly neutral position. Might we not persuade you to join the expedition, Lady Yugiri? If you suspected any foul play from Nero, you would be welcome to kill him.
And here it comes. One of my favorite Yugiri moments in the entire game.
My blade is yours.
Side eye. She's like, oh yeah. Now you're talking.
Not a moment's hesitation, eh? You'll forgive me if I do not shake your hand.
I love you, Yugiri. I like he pats sit on the back.
Well, that was a rather unexpected development, and one which raises a number of questions, not least among them how Nero chanced to learn of the council meeting in the first place.
The greater obeisance. Is that how that word is said? Hang on. Looking it up.
Obeisance.
Yes, I was right. Wow, go me. Alphanode is eager to join Cid and the others.
Cid and the others, whom I am eager to join, are assembling at the airship landing. Our Alice is already on her way and would not do to lag too far behind. Let us be off.
Luckily, there's a button that takes us right to the airship landing. How convenient.
Where is everyone?
Rouge, Alphina, ready to go? The others have stepped out onto the landing for a moment, lest you wonder. Nero insisted that he be allowed to inspect the Excelsior before boarding.
And you let him? Despite his very timely offer for assistance, the thought of that man poking around in the workings of the ship without proper supervision does not fill me with confidence.
Calm yourselves, Alphanode. Your sister was adamant that he would never leave her sight. She and Yugiri are... well, here they are now. Right, I think that's everyone. Shall I set course for Cartano?
Might I ask that we delay our departure slightly? I require no more than a few hours at most. Our colleagues are studying the cocoon even as we speak, and I would hear the latest observations ere we proceed. It would seem wise to gain as clear an understanding of the situation as possible before formulating our plan. Oh, I thought time was against us. How foolish of me. Hold your tongue. When we want your opinion, we'll ask for it.
Forgive me, my lady. I shall keep my counsel until such time as you have finished procrastinating. All right. Well, Alphanode speaks with his colleagues. I shall fly the Excelsior over to Mordona, and we can reconvene at the Rising Stones.
Mine apologies for the trouble. I shall visit Y'shtola and the others forthwith and join you as soon as I am able. Rouge, pray accompany Alize back to the Rising Stones. I should feel safer knowing that you are present to entertain our guest.
Right, everyone heading to Mordona is welcome to travel aboard the Excelsior. I'll clear things with the girl at the counter here. Let her know when you're ready to leave.
Oh boy, we get to go on a magic airship ride with Nero. Hi, Hida.
You are traveling with Master Garland, miss. The Enterprise Excelsior is right this way.
Wow, here we are. Hey, man.
What manner of airship has no private cabins? Then again, I suppose Garland had to find somewhere to stow his half-baked inventions.
Oh, sorry. I do not care for that man.
Strange though it may seem, Nero's former loyalties do not trouble me, but I can see why people are loath to lower their guard around him.
I like that even after everything we've just seen about him, Alize's like, I kind of fuck with him, I'm not gonna lie.
Not quite a door-to-door service, but couldn't exactly land her in the toll's main square. Shall we adjourn to the Rising Stones, then?
Yeah, that's right, Nero. You have to walk. Not me, though. I'm flying. See ya! Whee! In we go. Wow, that was a short quest. Everyone is gone. Ah, the determination upon their faces. There is nothing more blinding than youth burning with purpose.
Hoary Boulder and his companions left to continue reconnaissance on the beast tribes. They were adamant about shouldering what burdens they could while the senior scions were occupied with this cocoon emergency. I know Nero's a guest here, but we don't exactly have the happiest history with the Empire, do we? So my question to you is, do I offer him tea? Yeah, probably for the best. Just be polite, you know? Fear not. I shall keep a close eye on our new ally. One was created to capture Bahamut, the other to surpass him. Which will prove the stronger, I wonder. We must be careful, friend. The walking weapons of Alag were expressly designed to subdue primals, but men like Gaius will always seek to use them against mankind. Falls to us to ensure that Omega is never employed as a weapon of war. In the wrong hands, it would be bad. I'll bet.
Hi, Nero.
So these are the fabled headquarters of the Scions. I confess I would have expected an order of self-proclaimed warrior scholars to surround themselves with the fruits of man's enlightenment. And yet there's not so much as a single piece of magitech in sight.
I'm pretty sure Sid is wearing one right now, so that's not true.
It never ceases to amaze me how primitive you Eorzeans truly are.
Okay.
Oh, I'll have you know that the Rising Stones is home to the very latest in magitech innovation. Wedge calls it the Mark 14 Thermocoil Boil Master, and it's the finest kettle I've ever had the pleasure to own.
Real. Good shit, Tataru. I like that Nero doesn't have a response. He's just like, oh, yeah, you know what? Fair enough. You know what? You got me there.
We are returned. Well,
I can see that.
Ida and I, at least. Ishtola and the others remain behind to continue their assessment of the binding magic.
The fuck is Thancred gonna do? No offense.
There didn't seem much point staying just for that, so I decided to come back with Alphino. Papalimo bought us this time. We shouldn't waste it.
By your leave!
Huh?
Good God, that voice could fell a gigas.
This is the Rising Stones, domicile of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I enter at the invitation of one Lord Urianger. I spy you there, Shadow Walker. You always were a hard one to find.
That is the point, yes.
Yugiri, do you know this man?
Please give her a big hug. Oh,
Gosetsu! Why are you come to Eorzea?
In search of you, Yugiri. For days and nights did I row across the angry sea.
So yeah, there's your confirmation that he rowed his way from Doma across the ocean. In, not a paddle boat, because it had like a rudder, but like, Jesus.
I made port in good spirits, only for my own flesh to betray me over the trifling matter of an empty belly. Collapsed in the street like an unfed stray I was, until Lord Urianger came to my aid. Over a most welcome meal, we spoke of the plight of Doma, and I learned of our displaced countrymen's work to resettle this blighted land. 'Twas blind fortune that I was able to locate you so swiftly.
Didn't have the proper hug rigging at this time, probably true.
But now we must make ready to depart. Our master languishes in dire peril, and Doma calls her daughter home.
It is not so simple, Gosetsu. There are obligations which bind me here.
You refuse? Did you mislay your oath during your flight from our homeland? The laws of hospitality must be honored, but surely the vow to defend your master demands the greater obeisance.
Oh, hey, what do you know? There's that word that we just learned.
It was our master who bid me guide our people to safe haven by any means necessary. And it was the scions you see before you who provided us succor and sanctuary when all others refused. Dire peril or no, were I to return without first repaying such hospitality, our master would cut me down at the threshold.
Mayhap that is so.
There is more. A crisis threatens all within this realm, Eorzean and Doman alike, and I go to play my part in its resolution. I will not bring shame upon our liege by abandoning my people or my duty.
How very noble of you. Now, in the name of honor, kinship, and, yes, practicality, might I suggest we get this expedition underway? Or would you rather debate the finer points of duty and leave Omega to the Empire?
I want to turn around and just fucking clock him right here.
You, Giddy? You draw steel against the curse of Garlemald? Then why did you not say so? My blade is oath-bound to fall upon the ranks of the Imperials wheresoever they march. Lead on, Shadow Walker, and may the enemy tremble at our coming.
Nero's like, Nobody tell him, please.
Rusha, wait, could I speak with you for a moment? Do you remember when I had you meet me at the Diamond Forge and we, ambushed you?
Yes, I do remember that.
Well, once we had your measurements, I set to work making you a traveling outfit in my spare time. I've only just this moment finished the stitching, but I wanted you to have it before we left. Here. You can try it on right now if you like.
And indeed, this outfit, let me tell you, this is a workhorse of an outfit right here. I use this for a lot of shit on my characters. I won't lie to you. Unfortunately, it's not a full suit for women, because they give you a skirt instead of pants. But, you know.
Assuming we measured correctly, the fit should be just right. Snug, but not too snug, if you know what I mean. So, how does it feel?
Feels great. Looks great.
You're not just saying that, are you? Oh, I can't tell you how much this means to me. To have crafted something worthy of the Warrior of Light it's... well, let's just say it makes all the practice worthwhile. I also sewed in a blood pearl charm to, you know, bring you home. May it always protect you.
Where's my glasses? Oh, of course, they replaced it with a monocle that you can't see. Because I have headgear turned off. Alright, one sec. Before we continue, I will be right back. I need to do something real quick. Sorry. And I'm back.
Just the 2 unexpected guests, then. Still, I suspect that each will prove useful in his own way. How dare he mark the scions like that? If I ever had to sew a set of traveling clothes for him, I might just forget to take out all the pins. Never did I think to hear Gosetsu's voice echo through these halls. Truly, I had no idea Domans could be so loud. He and Yugiri could hardly be more different.
Oh, I think he's gonna fit right in.
The Mark 14 Thermocoal Boil Master. Dear me, how risible must the previous 13 iterations have been. I could design a more efficient water heater in the time it took that ill-conceived lump to become lukewarm. He's so mad about it.
My blade shall carve a path through the Empire's ranks as a scythe fells stalks of wheat.
Fly free, my pretty. Ida's eyes shine with rekindled determination. So, we have to wake Omega up, right? When do we start? Ida, are you sure that's, I'm sure, yes. I won't lie and say I'm completely fine, but I do feel a lot better if I'm doing something useful. Very well, I will remain here and continue coordinating our efforts with the Alliance. Alphanode, mayhap you could return to Gridania and assist Y'shtola and Kryl? A fine suggestion.
The rest of us will form the Cartno Expedition Party. Nero and I will focus on rousing Omega while Ruja, Ida, and our Doman friends take care of security. The Excelsior is by the lake just outside town. We'll leave as soon as everyone is ready.
I'm probably going to switch to Summoner for this, I will admit. Because I don't really feel like doing this on Scholar, I'll be honest. I would kind of rather just play like a DPS class for this part. Soon, Omega, soon! I will see you rise again. I was a bit lost for a while back there, but I'll be fine. Trust me. Gosetsu is an accomplished swordsman. Should it come to battle, he will prove a staunch ally. Would that I could say the same for Nero.
Will this contraption truly bear us through the skies? We haven't far to go. With any luck, we'll be in Cartno before Gosetsu graces the deck with his dinner. Once there, however, we had best be on our guard. Given that Elene Royale was still active when Omega was discovered, we can be sure the Empire has long been aware of its existence. And if Nero deemed it the obvious solution to the threat posed by this new primal, it is not impossible that Garlemald might do the same. Have your weapons ready and your wits about you. Something tells me we're flying into a fight.
Now, where was that? Ah. I've enabled the teleporter. One brief jump and we shall arrive in Omega's control room.
How convenient. You've been here before.
Of course. It was no easy task threading a path through all the skirmishes. But how could I ignore the existence of such a fascinating toy? You may trust that my preliminary examination was suitably thorough.
Trust? Aye. I trust your appetite for technology.
Oh boy,
I
here it
chased down a
comes.
suspect airship, but who should I find but the traitor, Sid Garland. Searching for something, engineer? Something big? It's close, isn't it? It's like all my name days have come at once.
He said it! He said the thing! Yay!
Of all the scouts the Empire could have sent. Take care of that brute, will you?
I'm not sure if the implication here is that Nero knows who this guy is, or if his mere existence is so annoying that's just like, man, really?
God damn it. Can't let Nero tinker around in there by himself. I'm sorry to leave you to it, but I dare say you'll manage without me. This clod has no idea who he's dealing with.
Let's do it. I suppose I should probably learn how to pronounce his name at some point. Oh, sorry for interrupting.
Samurai of Doma! You will rue your choice of opponent this day!
As you can see, he's using a gun shield like Ritalin, but he also, or Riditin, but he also has a Nero's augmented hammer thingy, which is very funny. All right, Grinwat, bring it on, bitch.
I'll stop these worms with just myself. This is my fight, understand? Stay out of it.
For the Empire! For the Empire! Slay those savages! Get them, Captain!
Lacking.
Fear my hammer! I'll break you into little pieces! Sorry,
With soul and steel!
I have to pay attention to so many different little quotes that are being said.
It's all over now.
And he's even using,
I might have misjudged the enemy. They should be staining the
Leave
soles
this
of my
to
boots
me.
by now. What are you fools gawping at? Don't just stand there. Your captain's in danger. Into the fray.
sigh. Well, you heard him.
It's my right
Charge!
to strike!
God, there's so many little
This one
quotes
will
being
sting.
said. And they're all dead. Okay. Also, you
retreat.
might not be able to
No
tell,
surrender.
but Grinwat is actually hitting his allies with these moves.
I have you!
Because he sucks.
You watching, Papalimo?
That makes me sad.
For every yapping cur I strike down, another takes his
open you.
place.
How many soldiers did he bring with him? Guys, you interrupted my fucking Dreadworm trance. Don't do that.
Surrender. We have you outnumbered.
Wouldn't be the first time. Are you still playing with those soldiers? Ah, suppose I can lend you one of my toys, but only if you promise to give it back. Behold, the Red Baron. Now end this nonsense. Look at that smile.
What the? No one told me they'd have Magitech armor. Forward for the Empire.
Look at him go. Just like kind of.
The honorless cur thinks to abandon his men. I shall see that he shares their fate. Pray attend to the rest of his minions.
Okay. I know how to do this. I've blasted my friends with this in the overworld enough to know what I'm doing. Here I go.
This one'll sting.
Your defense is
How many
lacking.
times must I hit you?
Look upon a samurai of Doma!
It's all over now.
And he is using samurai stuff. Look at that.
Leave this to me.
We learned how to do that. Did you hear that? Whoa, watch out for the big one.
With soul and steel.
I love that line.
You watching?
Oh, that's right. I
Pablino?
have more abilities, don't I? Like my beam.
No retreat.
Ah, you failed to
No
Titan,
surrender.
but that still only counts as one.
I have you.
I will handle these soldiers. Pray, dispose of the giant.
No holding back.
Wait, hang on. Check this out.
An opening.
Bang. Well struck. My thanks,
It's my right to
Ruja.
strike.
Just die already.
This one'll sting.
Did that hit any of them? Not really. Anyway. Can I hit both of them with this?
Your
Yeah!
defense is lacking.
Haha! Gun them all
Look upon
down.
a samurai of Dama.
Colossi are scrap, and the captain hits us as often as the enemy. This is a tactical withdrawal.
Hey, you can't just run off. Deserting a battle is punishable by death. I order you stand your ground. Come back here now, please. Damn it all, the seventh hell! I'll kill you bastards if it's the last thing I do!
Bring this fate upon yourself, pitiful. Now that's just embarrassing.
It's all over now.
I love this guy, man. Funniest guy ever.
With soul and steel.
Oh my god, he threw a bomb at me. Dude, dickhead. Oh god, that's a big one. I'm gonna get hit by this, maybe. Nope, never mind. He threw that one up a little higher than I thought.
You watching, Pablino?
God damn it.
No retreat.
Interrupt
No surrender.
my fucking cast.
I have you.
And... Yeah?
You haven't seen the last of me. Mark my words, it'll be you who rues this day.
Funny.
Temporal stasis disengaged. All systems operational. Garland?
All clear on this side. It's waking up.
Remarkable. Omega sensors immediately detected the presence of the cocoon, even at this distance. They must have been set to scan for sources of energy exceeding certain magnitudes.
I still don't see any means to control the machine directly. It seems to have been designed to act wholly autonomously. Once we release Omega, we can be fairly certain it will attempt to capture the Primal at Belsar's Wall. Assuming its mission is successful, our only option at that point will be to re-engage its stasis system and put it back to sleep.
And should the machine happen to misbehave, we'll simply initiate an emergency shutdown. I confess we don't yet have a complete grasp of its capabilities, but I'm certain the details will not elude us for long.
True, probably.
Well, I understood less than half of that. So, my question to you is, are we doing the right thing?
Well, what do you think? Is there any other way? I don't know. What do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah, that's what I said.
All right. Step aside, Sid. Is this the thing I need to press?
Yes, that's the one.
You gave too much for us to waste this chance, Papalimo. So this is for you. And me.
That did not make nearly as big of a button press noise as I thought it would. But anyway.
Yes! Fly free, my pretty! Show us what you can do.
Okay, man.
The launch sequence has begun. Omega is loose.
The goose is loose. And it's got the juice. Alright, I'm just gonna shut up while we watch this. Fuck, that seems so fucking cool, dude.
Huh? Omega has stopped transmitting. But that shouldn't be. I didn't engage the stasis system.
And what does this signify? I have little understanding of these contrivances.
The launch went exactly to plan, but all signals emanating from Omega have ceased. This may indicate any number of things, but we will need to join the Scions out in the field if we are to ascertain which one.
There was also actually a very important thing that happened in that scene, which is to say that the one thing that actually seemed to really, really affect Omega was a lightning bolt. That's all you need to keep in mind. Other than that, that was just fucking cool.
Right. I've ordered a malfunctioning beast to go to sleep. That should prevent any unfortunate mishaps. I suggest we make our way back to Gridania.
Omega destroyed the cocoon. Papalimo's spell is fading. It was bound to his ether, you see. And if the connection is broken...
What could it mean? Is there something else important that I wanted to talk about there? Oh yeah, I think it's interesting to talk about Omega just a little bit before since it's not exactly going to be relevant for a little bit yet. That is, I think, a very significant scene for a lot of reasons. The most of all being Omega is kind of a constant threat hanging over most of Post A Realm Reborn and also Heavensward, considering that the reason why Carteneau is still so contested and fought over by everybody, all three of the Grand Companies, Empire and the Empire, the entire reason the Bloody Banquet in Ul'dah happened is because of Omega. So realistically, it is the cause of a lot of problems, even if it didn't cause them directly. It's a very, very significant figure, if you can call it a figure, which you can, I think. I'm not sure why we lost contact with Omega, but I mean to find out. Let's be on our way. Yeah, let's head out. Oh, hey, man. I came as soon as I heard the Excelsior had been spotted on its approach. One moment everything was functioning perfectly, and the next one it wasn't. It makes no sense. We need to see what happens for ourselves, and soon. Alphino looks like he has news for us. I almost dread to ask. The far edge of fate. Alphinote has the look of a man with much to say. Words can ill express how glad I am to see you all unharmed. When Omega came hurtling towards the cocoon, everything dissolved into chaos. I have to see it. I have to see it with my own eyes.
Ida, wait. We must first... The Elder Seatseer is expecting us. Worry not, Elfinote. Gosetsu and I will watch over her. You may safely attend your meeting. My thanks, Yugiri. The council reconvened a short while ago. Let us make haste for the Lotus Stand. All there are eager to hear your testimony. Alright, let's go back to the Lotus Stand again. Yippee. Oh, we actually get to run around in here. Exciting. Had I not instructed you to throw Nidhogg's accursed eyes into the abyss, all of this might have been avoided. I thought them beyond reach.
'Twould seem Garland's little friend was as good as his word.
Another calamity averted, eh? How many times now have you and yours hauled us back from the brink?
A lot. Don't mention it, though. I agree, the Lotus Stand is also gorgeous.
My friends, full eagerly have we awaited your return. Few indeed could have discharged the duty entrusted to you, and most humbly do we thank you for seeing it done.
You're too kind, Elder Seatseer. As I recall, we as good as demanded the right to try. But tell me, how did the battle unfold? We succeeded in waking Omega Eye, but we lost contact with the weapon shortly after it launched. From our position in the control room, we were blind to all that followed.
What words could do justice to such a scene? None of my choosing, that much is certain. But I can give you the facts. The cocoon hatched even as Omega arrived, and from its midst rose a great dragon. The pair duly set about each other in disguise over Garabania. The primal's might defied belief. It seemed the very heavens would be rent asunder by the force of its blows, and it wielded such magics as I had never seen, and hoped to never see again. The battle raged on with no end in sight, until both combatants were engulfed in a blinding flash of light. When the radiance faded, I saw the pair fall motionless from the sky, coming to rest somewhere on Alamigan soil. I will not speak for the rest, but to my eye it seemed that each had landed a fatal blow upon the other. While most among us could only think of Bahamut when looking upon the primal's form, the Domans were heard to whisper the name Shinryu. It would appear that the being resembles a creature of far eastern legend, and we have found it convenient to refer to it as such.
And so, that's its name. Forever.
This Shinryu's fate, and indeed that of Omega, is yet unknown. We have, alas, no eyes on the Girabanian side of the border.
Aye. Which is why we have sent our main force under the command of Marshal Tarbit to capture the wall. With the Imperials in disarray, we have the perfect opportunity to secure Gridania's border and assess the aftermath of the impact. I myself will join the Marshal and his men when the council is adjourned. Well, that explains a few things. I'll wager that flash of light coincided with our loss of contact. Lest you wonder, we re-engaged Omega's stasis system, so even if it has fallen into the Empire's lap, it will be of no use to them, save perhaps as a statue.
Correct. Without me to guide their efforts, it would take them decades to decipher Omega's core functions, if they managed at all. Such reassurances do much to calm our fears, yet the relic's fate is but one of several concerns.
Indeed, I humbly submit that the time has come for us to make contact with the Resistance representatives in Girabania. Though Ilbert has forced our hand, it would seem only logical to seek an alliance given the inevitability of Imperial retaliation. And by working in concert, it is not impossible that Alamigo might finally be wrested from Garlemal's grasp. And so, despite everything, Ilbert gets what he wants. I should very much like to see this Shinryu creature for myself. I've always been kind of a weeaboo, you know what I'm saying? if, as seems likely, we put Omega into stasis after, what did they call it? After Shinryu was defeated, we should have little to fear from either one of them. I think they're probably gone forever.
When the primal emerged, I was for an instant transported back to Cartano, the moment the Black Worm made an eighth hell of the battlefield. Gladly, I would live out the rest of my days without seeing such a sight again.
This operation to take the wall will be Ishgard's first military action under Alliance banners, though I have no appetite for bloodshed. Part of me is glad of the chance to begin reparations for our past inaction. I go to oversee operations at Baelsar's wall. You have done your part. Leave us to handle the initial Imperial reprisal, and rest while you may.
Pray accept my humblest and most earnest thanks once again, Warrior of Light. Had Shinryu been suffered to roam free, the Twelveswood would surely have been laid waste. You must be exhausted. I would ordinarily suggest we retire directly to the Rising Stones, but I wonder if we might first make a small detour. Y'shtola and the others have gathered at Emerisay's spire, and I imagine that you too would be interested to see what has become of the wall now that the cocoon is gone.
I would.
It is decided, then. Lead on.
He says as he leaves first. And I'm guessing everybody else's dialogue is the same. Yes, okay, alright. Let's go to Eastern Shroud. To wrap this shit up. And once we're finished with all the cutscenes and everything, of course, we're going to do a quick run around, talk to everybody that we can, and ensure that there are no other little bits of dialogue that we... or ensure the little bits of dialogue that we can see before, or, you know, after an expansion is over. Wish it wasn't so fucking foggy, though. Kind of ruins the whole looking at the wall thing, huh? Oh well. Oh, hi, Ida. ... I can't fucking see anything. Whee!
Ida is there, atop the spire. She has done naught but gaze silently at the wall, or where the wall would be if she could see through the fog for some time now.
Only the curs of Garlemald would sully such beauty with that black iron monstrosity. Those animals respect nothing and no one.
Oh, thank the 12. After witnessing Omega's single-minded onslaught, I had visions of you being trapped between it and its target. Hardly the most rational concern, I concede, but if you had seen what I saw... No trace of the cocoon remains. 'Tis as if it had never existed.
My friends, I cannot well express how glad I am to see you both unharmed. They say that Omega's clash with the Primal shook the very firmament.
You need not have worried. The battle took place far above the ground. We were able to observe in relative safety, though I'm given to understand that there were casualties on the far side of the wall.
I forgot about that line. There's something there, I feel like, that is worth talking about, but I'm gonna... Hang on, I'm gonna just... Don't mind me. I'm just gonna make a note of something really quick here. Well, yeah, we'll put it. This is fine here.
It was like watching a nightmare unfold before our very eyes. Ilbird's primal manifested in the form of a colossal dragon, a being of pure violence. It burst forth from the cocoon with such terrible force.
That such a horror should spring from the eyes of Nidhogg comes as no surprise. Nor do I wonder at its form. Ilberd all but announced it in the moments prior to his death. Plainly, it was his dying wish to visit a second calamity upon the Empire.
And I am quite certain the abomination would have obliged had it not found itself outmatched by a mega. Gods! I am no stranger to the works of Alag, but even I was unprepared for the machine's furiosity. It beggared belief.
And how fares poor Ida in the midst of all this? Have you spoken with her?
She is up on the platform, lost in thought. We deemed it best not to disturb her, but mayhaps she would welcome some company after all. Shall we?
The light's gone. It was all we had left of him.
Ida.
I don't blame anyone. I knew what was going to happen. I knew the spell Papalimo meant to cast would drain away his life force. I knew that it would only buy us a little time.
Ida, there is no need to explain.
But there is. I can't hide in Papalimo's little shadow anymore, and I shouldn't hide behind my sister's mask. 20 years ago, on the day the Empire marched into Alamigo, I was still just a child, not even 5 summers old. My father had been one of the leaders of the revolution. He had fought to overthrow the Mad King, Theodoric. And my sister had fought alongside him. But she was strong and kind, and always knew what to do. But when the Garleans came, everything changed. My father went to war against them too, and I never saw him again. After that, I remember a lot of running. My sister dragged me for malms and malms until we came to the city of Charlian. That was where she met Master Louis Soir. He introduced her to the Circle of Knowing, and she eventually became an Archon.
She was your inspiration. Is that not why you took up her mask and her name? Or did you simply mean to continue what she had started?
You've known all along, haven't you? That I wasn't Ida.
Of course. We all recognized you at once. 'Twas Papalimo who persuaded us to maintain the charade.
It was silly to think I could fool you. I knew that even then, but I sort of decided not to know. Ida died 6 years ago, on a mission to smuggle refugees out of Alamigo. They say she was overwhelmed by Imperial soldiers when she stayed behind to save a little girl. She was so strong. There must have been a lot of them.
Why did you never tell me?
I'm sorry for lying to you. My real name is Lise. When Papalimo brought me Ida's mask, it was meant as a keepsake, but I decided I wanted to be his new partner, to keep alive all the good that she had done. I didn't want to become Ida, exactly. At the time, though, I still didn't know who I was myself, and it almost seemed easier to play the role. Papalimo agreed to help, of course, but it was never what he wanted for me. He wanted me to walk my own path, and those were his final words to me. The Archon's mark he gave me is faded, and my last excuse along with it. So this is it. Whatever I choose to do from now on, I do as Lise. And I choose to continue my family's fight. I want Alamigo to be the country that Ida and my father always wanted it to be.
War is upon us once more.
Do you regret standing against the Empire? Would you have chosen a different road, knowing what you know now?
To claim that I never doubted the decision would be a lie. But I made my choice, and I have defended it with blade in hand ever since.
The battle continues, and our steel is needed. Come, Shadow Walker, we leave for the east, for Doma.
It was brave of Lise to remove her mask after so long, though she had scarce begun to come to terms with Papalimo's loss. That one act made plain her determination to move forwards. And should she ever falter, we shall be there to support her on this road she has resolved to walk. Let us return to the Rising Stones. We have quite the story to tell to Taru and my sister. Oh. And that is Heavensward. Before I share my thoughts on Heavensward's expansion, I want to talk a little bit about Lise really quick. Lise is a character that, how do I put this? Have you ever seen, there's a post that circulates every now and again that says, once you reach a certain age, you have one absolutely hated female character that you will defend until your dying day. Lise is that character for me. I will kill anybody, anyone, to defend her honor. I swear on my life, I will. And she is a character that is frequently misunderstood. And I would say almost every single thing that people think about her is wrong. Which is impressive to get, like, that much wrong about a character. But they'll only ever do it for women. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Lise. There will be more time to discuss Lise later. We gotta talk about Heavensward. You guys might not believe me when I say this,
but I fucking hate this expansion. I think it is by far the worst expansion in this entire game. A lot of that comes from the fact that I did not play Heavensward when it came out. I played it the same way that a lot of people did, which is to say, in rapid succession, after finishing A Realm Reborn. There's just so much about it that I dislike, in terms of storytelling, in terms of what it does to its characters, in terms of where the setting is, in terms of the pacing, in terms of the way things are designed. Just so much about it pisses me off to no end. And yet, there is a lot of good in it. And I think that's important to bring up, because that is ultimately what this story, or what this series is about. This series is about looking at Final Fantasy XIV and trying to dig out every little bit of it that we can, which, once again, as I have said, is the best way to play this game, in my opinion. Is it the way that everybody will play this game? Almost certainly not. In fact, I would say that a vast majority of the people do not play this game in the same way that I have. Take a look at any person who streams this game. If you look at their maps, you will see countless yellow quests left unfinished, because most of the time, yellow quests aren't that interesting. But you should do them. You should do them. There's stuff there. There's interesting things there. And unfortunately, this is an expansion that is misunderstood for, I would say, the same reason that A Realm Reborn is misunderstood. In fact, it's the exact same reason. And that reason is that nobody actually played those expansions. Nobody who hates A Realm Reborn and loves Heavensward has actually played A Realm Reborn or Heavensward. What I mean by that is the way that you experience Heavensward, or the way that you experience A Realm Reborn, and you do it to its fullest, is by doing Yellow Quest, is by filling out your map, is by finishing everything that you can in it. Because that's where a lot of the meat for A Realm Reborn is. It comes from the expansion, or not the expansion, rather. It comes from the filling out of the world, because that's what A Realm Reborn is. It is reintroducing you to this world, or introducing you to this world. It is there to explain everything to you. And that you're just not going to get as much out of that if you don't experience the things for it. And certainly, I'm not going to lie and say that every single yellow quest is like a banger or like super important. But I think it's worth doing to figure out what's going on in an individual town, to see like what individual problems are. And that's interesting to do. In the same vein, if you attempt to do the same thing in Heavensward, you will have a far worse time, because this expansion was designed in response to how people felt about A Realm Reborn, which is to say, the yellow quests were made less interesting, despite the fact that they are more often more involved than yellow quests in A Realm Reborn. But they just take forever, and due to the way that areas in Heavensward are designed, they are infinitely worse to do. And because of that, when I was going through this expansion for the first time, that was how I played this. I did yellow quests that I saw, because that was how I played MMOs. And as a result of that, I had a worse time in Heavensward. I think one of the other reasons why Heavensward is more well-liked than A Realm Reborn is simply because it is flashier and more well-animated than A Realm Reborn is in general. The technical quality on display in the expansion is just better, because they learned from what they did in A Realm Reborn. And unfortunately, that is something I do have to hand Heavensward. It does look better, generally. I don't think that is always a slight, though. I don't think something has to look gorgeous in order to have merit. Like, I play Grand Blue Fantasy. That game is chibi sprites that have like 2 frames of animation at most. I love that game. I read visual novels. There's nothing happening in visual novels. You have to imagine it. It's like reading a book. I love reading books. I love reading. That's why I like A Realm Reborn. That is why I hate Heavensward. Because not very fun to play Heavensward like an MMO. Because it isn't one. At the end of the day, it's not really an MMO. And that's one of the selling points that people tell you about 14, is that it's not really an MMO. You can basically just play it like a single-player game. And that is true. You shouldn't. It'll feel much worse. It's a game that you should experience with friends. Anyway, that's my little rant. I will, of course, have more to say on the expansion next week when we do our little bonus episode. But, yeah, for now, I think probably what I'm going to do is I will probably take another little break from 14 streaming, as I've mentioned before. I don't know if it's going to be as long of a break necessarily. We'll see. 'Cause what I did last time is I kind of waited until after Dawn Trail came out to start Heavensward. So we'll see if September? No, not gonna be September. I can tell you that much. For one thing, I'm not going to be around for a large chunk of September, so you are not going to be seeing shit from me to begin with. No, I want to take a little bit of a longer break from this, especially because in terms of preparation for the next expansion, there's actually quite a bit that needs to be prepared. Because I love Stormblood. I love Stormblood. I love Stormblood. I am not looking forward to Eureka. I won't lie. Not because I don't think it's interesting. I'm very curious to see what Eureka's about. Because again, I haven't actually finished Eureka. I've barely started it. I don't really know what goes on in there, so that we'll be experiencing that together. But the preparation for it and the off-screen grinding that's going to be done for it, I need to plan for immensely. That's going to require some time. It's going to require figuring things out. Not to mention, what I did in between A Realm Reborn and Heavensward was grinding classes up to level 60. I will be doing that again. I'll be getting classes up to level 70, probably beforehand, grinding stuff out, trying to get stuff that I need. Just so, once again, that little bit is, less time-consuming, we'll say. However, I mentioned it before, but one thing that I am going to do a little bit differently is, instead of doing the unlock and quest, or initial quest for the 2 new classes that we will be starting next expansion, I'm just going to do individual videos for those, just so I can have them unlocked and ready to go, and it doesn't interrupt really the flow of what we're doing for Stormblood. Because thankfully, we will never have to have another moment like the beginning of Heavensward again. That was an unfortunate thing that we had to do with Heavensward. Just hit like a hard stop on what we were doing and just do nothing but unlock quests and leveling quest lines for multiple streams before we even actually got to play the expansion. That's just a quirk of how Heavensward was designed, and another reason why I don't like it very much. Thankfully, none of the other all of the other expansions in the future get their head out of their asses and don't do shit like that. So they're all available in the first 3 cities. And that's going to be the way that it remains forever, thankfully. But yeah, that is my plan for Stormblood going forwards. I might have some more ideas on when I want to actually start Stormblood stuff maybe this weekend, because Berlin Fan Fest is happening this weekend, and I don't know if we're gonna get maybe a release date for the expansion. I know we're getting at least one of the quests for sure. I don't remember when Dawn Trail's release date was revealed. I don't remember if that was at Japan Fan Fest or Berlin Fan Fest. But I guess we'll find out. Oh, do we actually know that it launches in January? Oh yeah, January 2027. Okay. Never mind. Okay, interesting. I have some ideas then. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think that is probably when it's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, I think they usually open pre-orders around the time that they they reveal the date. Damn, why there were so many people involved in this game? Alright, enough of this. Too long. Bored now. Should have seen the look on Jotaru's face when I recounted Lisa's... I realize in retrospect I should have perhaps waited for you to return. I, also told Alice. Apologies. Lady Flamine, I sent her outside to enjoy a quiet cup of tea. Much has happened these past moons. We can all use a rest every now and again. Oh God. Though it might be simpler to surrender to despair, I have chosen to resume my studies in the arcane. I received much wisdom from Papalymo. I would put his advice into practice. A fine showing, brother, but you have yet to outpace Aenor. My sister has the most curious ideas about courtship. Made a fool of myself on our last mission, but I will show him what I'm made of. Come now, Hori. Is that the best you got? Should the Archons be called away to Giribania, will fall to us to deal with the Scion's usual obligations, and thus we must remain in peak condition. Oh, there's everybody. Things are heating up in Alamiga, but we can't afford to lose track of the trouble that might be brewing in the rest of the realm. Don't you worry, though. I'll be keeping an ear to the crown, me nose to the in the air, and one eye on the horizon. Did you know about Lise? I have no idea. We only met after the calamity, and her sister must have already been... Well, you know. This is a line of dialogue that everybody should remember. You should still be abed. Back in the Far East, we treat back pain with a long soak in a hot spring. What say you to a short journey, Isildur? I'm told the waters at Bronze Lake are famous for their healing properties. At last, I was able to rise from my sickbed, but then the pain when I tried to take up my axe. Ugh, what a sad old man I've become. He may have mentioned, but Alphanode has apprised me of all that came to pass in Gridania. Your only task now is to rest. This is the calm before the storm. Lise has chosen her path and her friends, and, as her friends, we must do what we can to support that choice. We are fated to join the conflict in any case. Once the Alliance has taken the wall and opened the way to Giribania, we'll have little choice but to fight. Which is not to say this cause is unworthy. After all, ignoring the plight of those who would want... ignoring the plight of those whom one might conceivably save is not wisdom, but indolence, correct? I, for one, look forward to joining hands with the Alamegans and striking a blow against the tyranny of the Empire, as, I rather suspect, do you. And for the second time in recent memory, Alliance colors storm the wall. Quick march! The Imperials will soon come to their senses, and we must be ready to face their retribution. It's almost time, Father.
Aye, almost. Stand firm, Pippin.
I learned to brace myself against the charge of the Bull of Alamigo. No foe will dislodge me. I love Pippin so much, he's so cool.
Very well, Ilbert. I will take our homeland back. For the both of us.
My Lord Viceroy, our scouts have confirmed the preliminary reports. Baelsar's wall has fallen to the Eorzean Alliance. The hunt for Omega and the unknown icon continues, though both yet elude us. My lord, their battle caused considerable damage across the region. Should we perchance divert some of our forces from the search to undertake necessary reconstruction work? Forgive me, my lord. I did not intend... Your will be done. Unknown. My spies tell me the Domans call it Shinryu, and that it proved a match for Omega. Yes, the coming days promise to be most interesting. Most interesting. At the far edge of fate, the road begins anew. The heroes look to eastern skies and behold their crimson hue. A dawn of liberation. A gathering storm of blood. "5 minutes of fate. If all proceeds to plan, we should be soon receiving word from that the Alliance forces have secured Baelsar's wall. Until then, however, we can be but ensure that we are ready to move the moment we hear the news." Alright, let's see if any of this has changed. Nope, that's the same. The scions will be spread thin in the coming days, so Riol and I are discussing assignments. I may have to reorganize my filing system. Same. Unfortunately, we can't talk to Alphanode because he's a quest giver. I'm guessing all of this is the same. Yeah. Alright. Alright. Let's go look around Revenant's Toll, and then maybe do some rounds around the various city-states to see if anybody has anything to say. Nice to end an expansion without being an enemy of the state, you know? It's always a nice change of pace. Hello, Flamine.
Revenant's Toll has expanded so quickly. My, how the days do roll past while our minds are focused on other things.
It's true. Oh, hey, Yozan. What's up, buddy? Alright, yeah, nothing new there. Alright, let's see. Where could we go to potentially find us a little bit of new dialogue way? Let's start in... I guess we'll start in Gridania and then just kind of start making our way around to the various city-states. Just kind of talk with important people. Although, actually, I would like to start with the Marisay's Spire. I probably could have... You know, I'm just gonna fucking teleport to the fucking Hoffman Hut. Bit of a waste of money there, but oh well. What are you gonna do? Let's see if anybody has anything to say over here. Running into a tree. Stop that. Nope, nothing new to add. Guessing you don't have anything new either. Yep. I don't suppose anyone over here has anything to add. Hello, sir.
Fortification directly below us is Castrum Oriens. Balesaw's wall is the structure you see towering behind it.
Great, thanks, man. Let's see. Well, none of the Scions are here. I think really the only place that might have, like, people out and about that we can talk to is maybe... Well, okay, let me go to Ul'dah real quick, just to double-check something. Which, of course, we can do for free by going to the Gold Saucer, which is what I'm going to do. It's going to take a little bit more time, but that's okay. Lets me pad the video length out a little bit. Airship. Airship. Gold Saucer. Bulldog. Bam. Let's see. Who was it that I wanted to talk to? Let's start with the... Let's see if... I wonder if Eric has anything to say. Probably not, but... Failing being able to talk to Wintergelt directly. Goldsmith. Nope, that's not what I want. No, none of that is different. Okay, I think we'll just check Ishgard then. And I'll maybe run around in my free time to pick up other stuff. Oops. Forgotten Knight. Just check in some of the... Check in with Lucia, since she's like one of the only leader-type characters that's actually able to talk to normal. And nothing new. Wonderful. Yep, okay. Cool. Thanks, game. Alright, well that was a waste of fucking time. But whatever. It's over. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this episode, as well as this season of Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reread. Now known as Heavensward Reread. Now no longer known as Heavensward Reread, because it's over. We did it. We finished it. That's it. I cannot begin to tell you how wonderful it is to have this completed. It's going to be a shame to not have a reason to have as many guests on. But I'm sure we'll find a way. It's only right, you know? Anyway. Yeah, that's gonna do it for me. However, I would like to say one last thing before we go. And that is, I would finally like to reveal to you all the reason why I was so worried about getting this, or getting the Briardrian stuff done in one video. It is because if I manage to do that, I have managed to perfectly end this series on episode 67. Thank you, and have a good night.